Good morning to one and all. Welcome to Vignans University. Myself M. Bhargavi, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of CSE. Today in this session you are going to discuss about Unit 1, that is Introduction to HTML and JavaScript. So what are the contents you are going to learn in this Unit 1 are? So in the HTML you are going to learn different HTML common tags, image tag, list tags, tables, different frame elements and different block level and inline elements and different form elements. While coming to CSS, you are going to learn different cascading style sheets and different CSS properties. And coming to JavaScript, so you are going to learn introduction to JavaScript and what are the different built-in objects in JavaScript and how to and dynamic HTML to the JavaScript. So what are the objectives of this first unit? So in the HTML, you are going to create a simple static web pages. While coming to the CSS, the student is able to learn different styles and they are able to apply different styles to the static HTML pages. While in the JavaScript, the student is able to apply a dynamic behavior to the static web pages. So what is HTML, CSS and JavaScript? Here I am showing you in the form of a small image. So if you see here, the HTML is mainly used to design a web page. Nothing but it is used to create just a body, nothing but just a web document. And after that, if you want to apply different styles to that web page, you need to use CSS, that is HTML plus CSS. Then the web page will look like a colorful. And next, if you see what is the purpose of JavaScript. Here if you see here, you are applying some functionality to the corresponding web page with the help of JavaScript. And one more example for these three things is a robot image. If you see here, initially you will create a robot with the help of HTML, where with the help of CSS you are able to apply styles, and with the help of JavaScript you are able to make the robot move. So introduction to the HTML. What is meant by a HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So what is the purpose of this language is to creating the static web pages. So HTML describes the structure of a web page, nothing but how to view in the corresponding browser. So HTML consists of a different set of elements, or you can also term them as tags. HTML tags are HTML elements. So these HTML elements will tell the browser how to display the content on the web page. So next, what is meant by a hypertext markup language? So first of all, you are going to learn what is meant by a hypertext and what is meant by a markup language. So what is meant by a hypertext? So hypertext is nothing but a text that will link from one web page to the another web page. Nothing but the user will navigate from one web page to the another web page by using the hyperlinks. And next, what is meant by a markup language? So the markup language is mainly used to make a text more interactive and more dynamic on the web page. Nothing but you are also able to you can also able to align text or insert tables list into the web page with the help of these markup languages. So what is a HTML document? HTML document is made up of many HTML tags or many HTML elements. So what they will tell, they will mainly use it to apply different content on the web page. So next you are going to discuss what is the structure of a HTML document. So how the HTML document will look like. So if you want to write a HTML program, you need some root tag followed by some set of HTML elements. After that you have to close the corresponding tags. So initially you will have the HTML tag. Within the HTML tag you are having one part, you are having the head part. In the second section you are having the body part. So within the head you will have the title tag, where in the body you will write the content of the web page. So see here what is meant by a HTML root tag. So this HTML tag indicates that the page is written using a HTML markup language. Next, this is the first section in the HTML. So in the head part you are having a tag called title. So what this title means? It will display the title of the web browser. If you want to give a name to your tag, you have to write that name in the title tag. So what is meant by this title tag? So the title tag contains the web title. So next, what is meant by this head session? So head tag contains the information about the web. So it will contain the information about your web. Next, coming to the second section, that is the body part. So body part is nothing but, so it will contain the content of the web page. So whatever the content you want to display on the web page, that content must be written inside the body part. And next, ending of the root tag, that is a /HTML. So what is the purpose of this closing? So it will mark the end of the web page. So it will define the mark of the corresponding end of the web document. So now you are going to discuss about HTML tags. What are meant by the HTML tags? So and how to write this HTML tags. So a tag is nothing but a word declared within the angular brackets. So whatever the HTML tag you want to write, they must be right inside the corresponding angular brackets. So the HTML tags are like a keywords which defines how a web browser will format and display the content. So these HTML tags will tell the browser how to format and display the content on the web page. Next, so all these HTML tags are predefined tags, nothing but they are already defined by the corresponding developer. And all these tags are sensitive in nature. Case sensitive, nothing but you must use only a small letters or otherwise a capital letters. So this is the HTML tags. So generally if you take a HTML tag, you are having mainly three parts. One is the opening tag, next you will have the content, and next you will have the closing tag. So now you will see how the HTML tag will look like. So if you see in this image, you are seeing a H1 tag. So this is the H1 tag. I already told that what are the tag name, it will be written inside the angular brackets. So this is the H1 tag. So every tag will have the three parts. The first part is it is having the opening tag followed by the content. So which content you want to apply the corresponding properties, and next closing tag. So if you see here for the hello world content, what is the property of H1? That property will be applied to the corresponding text. So all this tag is also called as HTML element or tag. HTML element or HTML tag. Generally, these HTML tags are divided into three parts. So one is a paired tag, next one is an unpaired tag, and the third one is the self-closing tags. So what is meant by a paired tag? So paired tag consists of an opening tag, and it will also have the closing tag or a companion tag. So the tag which is having both opening and a closing tag is called as paired tag. So generally, already we told that the tag will start with the less than symbol, name of the tag, and after that close the corresponding tag. So this is the opening tag, this is the closing tag, and here you will write the content. So this is having opening tag and closing tag. So these types of tags are called as paired tags. Next one is unpaired tag. So unpaired tag is nothing but the tag has only opening tag and does not have any companion tag. So these types of tags, they only have opening tag, but they do not have any companion tag or closing tag. So this is the example for the unpaired tag. If you see here, HR tag. So HR tag is example for the unpaired tags, nothing but they don't have any closing tag. So whole functionality will be taken care by the opening tag. So the output of this HR tag is, it will display an underline in the web page, nothing but a horizontal line on the web document. So next and the third one is self-closing tags. So what is meant by a self-closing tag? So they are the HTML tags that do not have a partner tag or a closing tag. They also don't have any closing tag, but the whole functionality will be taken care by the opening tag. If you see here in this image, you are having an example is the image tag. So the whole functionality will be taken care by the image tag. These type of tags, they don't have any closing tag. So it is having the two attributes, that is SRC and ALT. So these tags will be discussed in the upcoming slides. So next you are going to discuss about what are the HTML text formatting elements. What is meant by text formatting? So you are able to apply a different formats to the text with the help of these tags. So by using these different types of tags, you are able to apply formats to your corresponding text. So the first one is a B tag. So B is nothing but a bold. So whatever the content you will write inside the B tag, so it will define some bold text. So whenever you run the corresponding program, the web page will contain the text that will appear in a bold format. Next one is EM tag. EM tag is called as emphasized text. If you want to make a user to stress some content on the web page, then you have to write that content on the EM tag. Next one is I tag or italic. So if you want to make the text format in the italic form, you have to use the I tag. Next one is small. So small tag, whatever the content you write inside the small tag, it will appear in small characters. Next one is strong tag. So strong tag is nothing but whatever the content you will write inside the strong tag, that will appear in the bold format. Nothing but it will define some important text. Next one is the sub tag, or nothing but it will describe the subscripted text. If you want any write subscripts on the web page, you have to use the sub tag. Next, SUP, nothing but a superscript. If you want to write any superscript text in the web page, you have to use the SUP tag. Next one is INS. INS is nothing but the inserted text. If you want to make any text inserted instead of DEL tag, actually these two tags are worked together. Nothing but in the web page you must use them one after the another. So whatever the text you apply the DEL tag, for the tag you will have to use the INS tag. So for the DEL tag you will write a text. If you apply DEL tag, then the text will come like this. A strike on the corresponding text. Instead of this text, you want to insert some text, then you have to write the text inside the INS, like inserted. So this content will be displayed on the web page. Nothing but instead of this text, this content will be visible on the web page. Next one is the mark tag. If you want to mark or highlight text on the web page, you have to use the mark tag. So some of the examples of these text formatting tags. So if you write a content inside the I tag, then the output is shown in the form of italic letters. Next, if you write the content inside the B tag, then the text will appear in bold format. Next, if you write the text inside the EM tag, emphasized, then the text will appear like this, like some interested format, so that the user will look through the website. Next one is the strong tag. So whatever the content you write inside the strong tag, so here it will appear in the bold format. Next, small tag. So here the characters appear in small letters. Next, if you write a content inside the DEL tag, then you will get the text like this. So strike on the corresponding text on the web page. Next, INS represents, you will get a text like this. So a line under the corresponding text. Next, subscript. So the subscript is nothing but V subscript F. Next is superscript, nothing but powers, like A square. Like this you want to represent in the web page. Next, if you use a mark tag, then the text will be highlighted like this. Some more text formatting tags are heading tags. So what is the purpose of heading tags? The HTML headings are defined within the tags from H1 to H6. So totally you are having 6 heading tags, that is H1 to H6. So H1 defines the most important heading. So most weightage heading is the H1 heading and the least weightage is the H6 heading. So you can see here example had been displayed in this video. So within the body I am writing the all heading tags, that is from H1 to H6. Okay, in the heading 1 I had written, in the H1 tag I had written heading 1, in the H2 I had written heading 2, in the 3 heading 3, like this up to H6 I had written the heading 6 content on the corresponding tags. So how to write this program? So you must already told that, so followed by the root tag, inside that you have write the body tag, and after that whatever the content you want to display on the web page you can write, and after that close the body tag and close the HTML. So you have to write this file in any editor. You can write in any editor like a notepad. So you can save your file as a file name .html. Then how to run the HTML file? Simply you can open that file as open with the browser. So this is the output. So this is the output for the corresponding program. So for H1 it is the highest weightage. That's why it is in highest weightage. And the headings format will be like this. So highest weightage and the lowest weightage. So next, what is meant by anchor tag? So HTML tags are having a different set of tags which are mainly used to apply for the text formatting. And some more tags are mainly used to link from one web page to another web page. And if you want to insert images, so for that you are having some more tags like that. So you are having a tag called A tag. So A tag is also defined as an anchor tag. So what is the purpose of this anchor tag? So what is nothing but, so anchor tag is nothing but it is a hyperlink. So already we discussed that what is meant by hyperlink. A hyperlink is used by the user to navigate from one web page to the another web page. So it is mainly used to link from one web page to the another web page. Next, the most important attribute of the anchor tag. So I already told that for every tag, for every opening tag you will have some set of attributes. So in this anchor tag you are having one important attribute, that is H reference attribute. So what is the H reference? The H reference indicates the link's destination. If you click on a one web page, then where to navigate. So to which location you want to navigate, so that destination must be given in the H reference attribute. So generally if you take a browser, generally you may see so many links appear on the browser. So by default links will appear as follows in all the browsers. So we are having three types of links generally you will observe whenever you open your browser. The first one is an unvisited link. So whenever you open a browser, whatever the link you will see, generally those links are termed as unvisited links. Generally they are underlined and blue in color. So whatever the hyperlink if you see, for every hyperlink you will have a underline below the text. Those are called as links. So an unvisited link generally it will appear in blue color. So whatever the link you will take, it will have an underline like this. So this is a link, so it will have an underline below the text. This is called as a hyperlink. Whenever you click on the corresponding link, it will navigate to a web page. Another web page, or within the web page also you can make the navigation. So the unvisited links are generally blue in color and they will be underlined. Next one is the visited link. So visited link is nothing but whenever you click a link, then that link will come as a visited link. Generally these are underlined and purple in color. And the next one is the active link. So these active links are generally underlined and red in color. So whenever you are clicking the link, at that time it will appear in a red color. So those types of links are called as active links. So example for the anchor tag. So what are the HTML document you want to write? So generally you need a opening root tag followed by the body. Inside the body you can write the content. So here I am taking a H1 tag and next I am taking the anchor tag. So this is the syntax for the anchor tag. Less than symbol, name of the tag, that is A, anchor tag, and it is having attribute called H reference. So what the content you have to give to the H reference, to which link you want to navigate. This is nothing but a destination. So whenever you click on the corresponding content where you want to navigate, the destination must be given at the H reference. And after that, close the tag, opening tag, and here I am writing the content, that is anchor tag. And after that, close the anchor tag. So this is the opening tag. Within the opening tag, you will have the attributes. And after that, to which content you are applying the tag, that will be written inside the opening and the closing tags. After writing the content, you have to close the corresponding tag. So here that is anchor tag. And after that, close the body and close the HTML. So what will be the output? So this is the output for this program. So I had written something in the H1 tag, that is the A element. So this will be appeared on the web page. And next, what is the other tag I had written in the body, that is anchor tag. So what is the content I had written in the anchor tag? I had written anchor tag. So you will get the anchor tag, and it is told that it is anchor tag, nothing but it will create the hyperlinks. So for that content, you will get a underline below the text. So nothing but it is called as hyperlink. Whenever you click on the corresponding link, it will navigate to the some destination I had given. What is the destination I had given here? F:/new folder. So whenever I click on this corresponding anchor tag, then it will navigate to the F folder. Okay. So this is about the anchor tag. So some more attributes in the anchor tag are target attribute. So one more attribute in the anchor tag is target attribute. So what is the purpose of this target attribute? The target attribute is used to specify the location where the link document is to be opened. So for example, if I click the hyperlink, where to navigate? We already seen in the H reference. In the H reference you had given, so to which folder it had to open. But where to open? Whether the hyperlink must be opened in the same window or another tab. So it must be specified in the target attribute. So there are two options for the target attribute, that is blank. Next one is the self. If you give target equal to blank, so where you have to give this target attribute? Inside the anchor tag. Anchor tag, you will write H reference. So some link, what is the destination? You will give some link, and after that followed by the target attribute. So if you give target equal to blank, then where the document will open? It opens the link document in the new tab. So whenever you click on the hyperlink, then it will be opened in the new tab. If you give target equal to self, if you give target equal to self, then it opens the link document in the same frame, nothing but the same tab, the content will be opened. So next tag you are going to discuss is font tag in the HTML tags. So what is meant by a font tag, and what is the purpose of this font tag? The font tag is used to change the style of the specific text on the web page. If you want to apply some styles to your text on the web page, then you have to use the font tag, that is less than symbol, write the name of the tag, that is font, and after that what are the different attributes followed within the corresponding opening tag, close the opening tag, and write the what are the content you want to apply the different styles, and after that close the font tag. So this is the syntax for the font tag. So it is having three attributes. One is face, next one is the size, and next one is color. So what is meant by the face attribute? Nothing but, so what are the type of like Times New Roman, what is the font you want to apply to the corresponding text. And next is size. It represents the size of the text. So which format what is the size you want to display on the web page. And next is color. See in which color you want to display the content on the web page. So like this 3 attributes for the font tag. So here I have written the content, that is web technologies. For the web technologies I am taking the style Vardhana, and next it will appear in the size 20 pixels and with the color blue. So now see the output for this tag. So this is the output for this tag, that is, so for the web technologies content I am applying the color blue and it will appear with the size of 20 pixels of a style Vardhana. In the next tag is P tag. So what is meant by a P tag in the HTML tags? So P is nothing but it will define a paragraph. P for paragraph. If you want to make a text visible in the form of a paragraph in a web page, you have to use the P tag. So this is the syntax. So this is the opening tag. So what is the paragraph you want to display on the web page? It must be written inside the opening and the closing tag, and after that close the P tag. So this is the output for the corresponding P tag. So this is the output. So whatever the content you write inside the P tag, it will appear in the paragraph format on the web page. So next, one more important tag you are going to discuss in HTML tags is image tag. So if you want to display any image on the web page, then you have to use the image tag. The syntax for the image tag is less than symbol img, after close the opening tag. Next, the HTML image tag is used to put an image in the web document. Next, the syntax for the image tag is less than symbol img, and after that followed by a different set of attributes. After that close the opening tag. So already I told that image tag is an example for the self closing tags. So nothing but they don't need any closing tag. So these are some of the set of attributes for the image tag. First one is align. If you write the align attribute, so main purpose of align is it is used to align the image either top, bottom, middle, left or right in the web page. Next, it will specify the alignment of an image in the web page. Next attribute is ALT, nothing but a alternate. So when you will use this ALT attribute, so specifies an alternative text for the image. If I give any image I want to display on the web page, if that corresponding image is not found, so instead of that image I have to display some content on the web page. So for that I have to use this ALT, nothing but an alternate. Next one is the border attribute. So border attribute purpose is to specify the width of the border of an image. So value for the border is some pixels, nothing but like 250 pixels, 350 pixels, like that you can give values to the border attribute. Next one is the height attribute. It will specify the height of an image in a web document. Next one is width attribute. So width specifies the width of an image in the web document. Next one, SRC. So this is the important attribute in the image tag. So it will specify the URL of an image. So what is the image you want to display on the web page? It must be given for the SRC. So SRC equal to, so location of the image you have to specify. So this is the example for the image tag. So HTML body, within the body I am writing the image tag. So image SRC equal to rose.jpg. So here I am inserting an image, that is rose.jpg in the web page. And next different attributes followed by are width, height and next border. So these are the three more attributes I am writing inside the image tag, that are width. So for the image rose.jpg, the width will be 420 pixels and the height will be 420 pixels with the border 0. And next after that you have to close the body tag and close the HTML. So what will be the output? So if you see here, an image had been displayed in the web page. So that is rose.jpg.